So this is probably one of the fastest photo shoots that I've ever done. I was on this cross-country road trip shooting so many different images. I found this really cool park. Although it was really touristy, I found this one little section of cliff that there was nobody by, so I had to run over there, and I was lighting off my smoke bombs, and I realized, oh my gosh, is this considered fire? Am I gonna get in trouble by the rangers? Is there like a smoke bomb? And so I got really nervous and just threw my smoke bombs all over the place, did a couple rounds, and then I jetted out of there. I was so nervous. I hate getting in trouble. Anyways, I should probably look into seeing if it's illegal to light off smoke bombs. I really don't think it is. And there was no trees anywhere, but I should probably look into that. Anyways, Mari Cristante here with Fight Song Studio. I make art to help you inspire yourself daily because I really believe it's inspired people that change the world. And surrounding yourself with inspirational art is going to help you live your best life, to know who you are and what you're made to do, to have those visual reminders. It's so key. So that is what I'm making for you today. And in these videos, I call them deep dive videos. I go into a piece of art, show you how I created it, what the inspiration was, and I unpack some of the hidden meanings inside of it. So today, we are going to go into this image, which is called Receiving the Tangible and Intangible. It's one of my favorite images. I actually have it displaying at home. So before we talk into what it means and what it's about, let's go now into Photoshop and I will show you how I put her together. Come on. All right, here we are in Photoshop and you can see the final image on top here. I have to say I'm missing a couple of layers, but this will work for now because the sides are trimmed off. But let's start peeling them back and see what we have. So went through a lot of color versions and color tweaking on this to get it the way that I wanted it. But here we go, and you can start to see these are different smoke layers that I added. I actually was using a white smoke bomb and a blue smoke bomb at the same time. You can see how it's blue and white. I wanted a dimension there rather than just a solid color. These balls that I wanted sort of an ambiguous ball type subject, so I used Play-Doh, 2 colors of Play-Doh, and threw it in the air. And what else? We have some shadows and more of the smoke all around, just to really give it that ethereal feel of something coming down. I had to fix my arm because I was holding something. It's funny when you start to break it down. Just little parts from different images. This was such a hot day that I was shooting, and I, again, was so nervous that I was going to get in trouble. Oh, you can see that I have my trigger in that hand. That's why I had to replace that arm. And there is where we started. And once again, that is where we finished. I hope you like what you saw. Now let's go talk about what it means. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed going behind the scenes and seeing how this image was put together. I wish you were there on the shoot with me. It was real fun. But let's talk about the meaning of this, because I learned something so huge that instantly breaks off discouragement. It breaks off hopelessness. It shifts you out of frustration so quickly. It's amazing. I want to share that with you now. So I realized that there is a tangible and an intangible side to most things, to most gifts that we get in our life, to most blessings. I like to pray, and I realize that when I pray, if I'm only looking for the answer in a certain way, then I'm going to miss out on half of what God is doing, and I think that there's some major, that we have to intentionally tune our eyes in to look for both sides. So I want to give you some tips on how to do that. First of all, in relationships, you have your introverted, example of how this can be interpreted. You have your introverted people and you have your extroverted people. Introverted people want to process by themselves. They get their energy from being by themselves. They get that, rejuvenation by spending time by themselves. And that's good, and they get refueled. But if they don't have that extroverted time, if they don't share what they are getting from their internal time with the people with externally, then they're going to miss out on a level of depth in relationship. Same thing with extroverts. they get their energy from being around people. They usually process externally with people. It's so important that the extroverts take what they process in a group setting or with other people, and they bring that in to process by themselves individually. There's so much more depth that you get out of it when you have both and. Now, I'm not saying that introverts need to be extroverted or vice versa. I'm just saying bring that dynamic range into your relationships. Okay, second of all, practical help. So say you ask for help from somebody. I need help with an errand. I need to finish this project, blah, blah, blah. They go do that, and they actually do that for you, and it helps you. You get it done. You can check it off your list and move on. So often when we're busy, this is what we go through. Okay, that happened, done. I can move on to the next thing. And we forget to stop and actually recognize the significance of what they did. Because what they did is so much more than just the action that they did to help you. It shows them loving you. It shows them being kind. It shows what they think about you. It shows, who you are as a person and all that. And so it's so helpful to dig into the next layer and not just stop at, milk was bought at the store for me. But actually recognize what all that means. It takes time and intentionality to go there, but it's so worth it. And it shifts you out of discouragement or frustration with somebody or something when you go that extra mile to recognize what's going on. Thirdly is spiritual support, spiritual help. So like I said, I like to pray, and there's people out there that might not like to pray, but say, for example, you want to believe something good about somebody. What do? You don't just look for them to be perfect all of a sudden. You start recognizing the little things that they do, the little moments, and you start celebrating that. And then suddenly you start to see more and more, and you focus on what is happening rather than what's not happening. Same thing with God. If you pray for something, you start looking at the ways He is responding rather than what's not happening. So, for example, say you're like, God, I need to pay my bills this month. I need some help. And so then you don't just wait for your bills to be paid to see if He's going to answer that prayer. No, you start looking at where is He moving. Like, oh, you know what? Somebody bought my lunch the other day. That's awesome. Somebody bought me a coffee. My bills got lowered, by 75 bucks this month. Like, that's amazing. And you start recognizing where He is moving. So then you're moving in that momentum in your art, and you're building that depth of meaning and significance in a relationship. It works, I promise. It's so good to just be able to shift into a shallow level of experience and into what more does this mean besides just an actual need getting met. So my challenge for you today is this. I want you to think of an area, or think of a gift in your life. Okay, so for example, a car. Like, you have a car. Say you have a car. And start thinking about, the tangible needs that it meets. I can get from point A to point B. I can carry my groceries in it easily. It gives me a level of freedom so I can, go out. I can give a friend a ride if I need. And then I want you to start thinking about the intangible ways, the significance that it has. Well, because I have a car, I actually have a private place that I can be by myself and listen to my own music and just tune out the world in. And that makes me feel more connected with myself. Or because I have a car, I can go on road trips and I can create memories that I'll have for a lifetime and have adventures. And adventure fuels my heart and gets me really excited. Or because I can give people a ride, that means I'm actually showing them, I'm actually meeting a need for them. And that feels good to be able to help somebody. So having this car actually helps me to love and care for people that need help in this particular way. See, and then I want you to do is, when you're in that car, experience the more rich feeling that you have while being in this car, because you've expanded your understanding of what it means for you. Does that make sense? Try it out. Let me know in the comments how it goes. Tell me what you think of this image. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this is a print that you want at home with you, reminding you of how the tangible and intangible pair together, you can go to my website and purchase it there in various sizes. It's called Receiving the Tangible and Intangible. And while you're there, you can sign up for my newsletter. I send out weekly newsletters full of inspiration and also with updates on my new artworks. and different things that I'm doing there. So go sign up, fightsongstudio.com. Meanwhile, have an amazing day. I hope you're inspired. Stay inspired, because it's inspired people who change the world and live their best life. So I'll see you again next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.